Hey guys, welcome back to Token Tech. Today I want to do a quick video talking about the new 1650 Super. So a couple months ago I gave the 1650 a pretty harsh opinion video that I did because it was overpriced at $150, performed worse than a RX 570, which was $130 at the time for a Red Dragon version, which was pretty awesome, and didn't give you any special features like the new encoder on the upper tier graphics cards. So in my opinion, the only real reason to get it would be because some of them didn't need a power connector, and again, only some of them didn't. But usually for those systems, you would have a lower end CPU and lower end RAM, so it made more sense just to get a used 1050 or 1050 Ti for less money. So that was a whole thing, a whole other video. If you want to know more about that, go check out that video. But today we don't have to worry about any of that because we have the new 1650 Super, which I actually think is a fantastic graphics card. Now, some people might disagree with me out there, but I think this graphics card has a lot of value to offer. So here I have pulled up from Hardware Unboxed. If you aren't subscribed to them already, I don't know why not. Go subscribe to them. They do great reviews, especially on day one of graphics cards and monitors and all this other great stuff. So go subscribe to them. I'm only going to be showing this one chart from them. If you want to know specifics about how it performs per game, you should go watch this video. But this is their average of all the 17 games they tested. And as you can see here, the 1650 Super is performing about where a 580 performs, or about where a 1060 performs. A little bit faster than a 1060, 6 gigabyte, and 1 frame per second on average slower than the 580 8 gigabyte card. Now, just so you know, the 1650 Super has 4 gigs of VRAM, 4 gigs of GDDR6. You can see how much of an improvement it makes from one generation to the next. That the 8 gigs of GDDR5 aren't helping the 580 as much as the 4 gigs of GDDR6 are helping the 1650 Super, which is basically why it's performing about the same. Now, again, they tested at 1080p high versus ultra quality, which means maybe not all of that VRAM is being used. If you're at 1440p or higher, you might see more improvement for the 580, being that it has more RAM on it. But that being said, most people in this price point, we're talking about $150 here, are going to be gaming at 1080p or lower. So with that in mind, this card seems to be a really good contender. It's right in line when we're talking about performance. Now, I did mention prices really quickly. It is priced at about $160. So for the 1650 Super, you're going to be spending about $160. Now, again, we're just talking new here. If we take used into account, obviously prices are all over the place, and we can't really say where prices will be in the used market in a couple months from now. But when we're looking new versus new, the prices are very compatible. You see 160 here for the 1650 Super, and you see 160 here for the 580. So it performs about the same as the 580, and is priced about the same as the 580. So why not get a 580? Well, there's a couple reasons why you might want to stick with the 1650 Super. One, it's newer. It just came out. It's on a newer architecture. It's going to have support for longer. So if you're the type of person that maybe only upgrades your graphics card every couple of years, this is going to do better over time than the 580 because it's going to get more drivers over time. This is going to be a relevant graphics card longer than the 580. The other reason, and this is the big reason in my opinion, I think a lot of people are going to overlook this, this has the new NVENC encoder built into it, because this is not using the same die from the 1650. This is using the die from the 1660. So it's a cut down 1660 die, meaning that this has the new NVENC encoder, which means recording videos and streaming to Twitch and YouTube and other places is going to be really awesome. Very little impact on your gaming, but really high quality looking streams and videos, all from this graphics card, which costs $160. This has not been seen before. You haven't been able to do this on anything until now. This is going to open the door for live streaming and content creation to so many more people who couldn't afford to buy better hardware. With this graphics card, you should be able to live stream to Twitch and to YouTube and have a stream that looks good, isn't stuttery, isn't all blocky from a low bit rate, and actually have good performance on your gaming rig at home at the same time. This is a game changer. This is awesome for this price. Now, again, we'll have to wait and see people to really test it out, but if it performs the same way it should perform as it does on the other cards, you should have a really good live stream with this $160 graphics card. This is the killer feature in my opinion. Now, yes, it does pull less power too, so you're going to have more efficiency over time. You're going to have less heat, which probably means quieter graphics cards. You know, again, you have to test that. You really can never tell with these things. But the big killer feature, in my opinion, is that new NVIDIA encoder and being able to live stream, you know, at pretty high quality for such little money. So I would totally recommend this to anyone who wants to start streaming, wants to start getting onto YouTube, wants to do anything like that on Twitch. Definitely this graphics card is going to be the way in. Even if you have a slightly older system, even if your CPU is slightly older, even if your RAM is slightly older, even if your system isn't typically capable of streaming, with this graphics card, you'll be able to do that. You'll also be able to use the NVIDIA encoder to record videos too. So it's actually a really great value just for that alone, in my opinion. Plus, it performs well too. So this card really does check basically all the boxes. Small, can fit in most cases, doesn't pull that much power, doesn't create that much heat, so it's going to be relatively quiet. Has a new NVIDIA encoder for live streaming and content creation, and has decent performance without breaking the bank. What more can I say? Let me know what you think of this card down in the comment section, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.